Good evening. Welcome to the forecast discussion for April 30th, 2014. It's currently 6:30 p.m. and it is a very wet evening out there. This is one heck of a way to end a month with some impressive rainfall amounts that basically, in some locations, they're having 2 months worth of rainfall in one day, where some locations in eastern Pennsylvania range anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain, and that heavy rainfall is expected to spread throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area as we move on through this evening. You can see pretty much where our warm front is located. Over Connecticut and over much of the New York City metropolitan area, temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s with a stiff easterly wind at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. As you head over central New Jersey, temperatures are in the upper 40s to lower 50s. And in the Philadelphia metro, basically in the lower to mid 50s. But as you head towards southern New Jersey, look at the winds shifting to the southeast and temperatures spiking into the upper 50s to lower 60s over southern New Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware. And that warm air will slowly move into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area overnight as our warm front pushes north. And as a result, we're going to see very heavy rainfall amounts continue on through this evening into tomorrow morning as the warm front lifts north. On the latest surface map, you can see here very plainly our high pressure system over the Canadian Maritimes has really put up a heck of a fight and continues to build down the east coast. You can see that ridging right here. And here's our warm front, like I was saying, just to the north of Cape May, New Jersey, allowing that warm air to build in. Our surface low pressure system's out here around Wisconsin, and it's slowly lifting north and east into the Great Lakes and towards the St. Lawrence River Valley. And what you have here is what's called a triple point, where you have your cold front down here, you have your occluded front here, and you have your warm front here. And you're getting this wave of low pressure starting to develop along that point, and that's going to lift northeast towards the region, enhancing the rainfall for tonight into tomorrow morning. So let's just take a look at this radar, because it's really incredibly impressive. This right here is basically DBZ over 40. Now what that basically means is that you're seeing tropical heavy downpours here. And it's not just an isolated location here or there. It's widespread from basically the entire Delaware River Valley and now getting into New York City. And this type of heavy rainfall produces significant ponding on the roadways, localized flash flooding, and significant urban flooding. Basically, my street here in front of the NYNJPA Weather Headquarters in Freehold, New Jersey, is a river. The driveway is a river. The parking lot's a river. All of the streets are rivers with significant water running down these streets, creating some very bad, very rough travel conditions, and the visibility at times has fallen below 2 miles here. It's going to be a very ugly evening as more of this heavy rainfall that is currently over Virginia will continue to lift north and east, and we still have to deal with the cold front, which is out here. And so what's going to happen with our marine air mass continue to hold sway here and continue to put up a heck of a fight, and with the tropical air mass trying to race to the north and our cold front racing to the east, you're going to see continued enhancement of lifting throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas tonight into tomorrow morning, producing this heavy rainfall that will range anywhere, by the time we're said and done, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain, I think, in the Delaware River Valley. That includes the Philadelphia metro and starting to push into the New York City metro. I think northeastern Pennsylvania, you're going to range anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. Along the immediate coast of New Jersey, 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain. And of course, over Connecticut and Long Island, as I've been saying, 1 to 3 inches of rain, because these locations with the lower rainfall amounts basically are away from the focus of the best lifting and dynamics with this rainstorm, which we can see very clearly here is focused over the Delaware River Valley. I'm just astonished here watching the type of rainfall that is developing here. This is what you want to see, as far as heavy, severe thunderstorms. When you're looking for that peak shaft of rainfall, heavy rainfall, This is widespread. You normally do not see this, and it's just incredibly impressive to see this type of rainfall develop. And to kind of give you an idea of the type of rainfall that this area of rainfall is developing here, first of all, let's look at New Jersey and Atlantic County. Anywhere from an inch to about 2.5 inches of rain as we get more and more observations coming in. As you head towards the Delaware River Valley, let's say towards Huntington and Gloucester counties, you're looking at almost 3 inches of rain in Gloucester, 3 1/4 in Huntington, Mercer County approaching 3.5 inches, and that's as of 4:15 p.m. So probably pushing over 3.5 inches at this point. Monmouth County, we're ranging anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, but these observations are kind of old, so don't be surprised if they're up over 2 inches at this point. Some other locations in Pennsylvania, this is where it gets really impressive. This is brand new as of 5:15 p.m. in Chester County in Spring City, 5.15 inches of rain. Now that's impressive. So you're talking about anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain in Chester County. You're seeing very similar rainfall amounts in Delaware. Lehigh's 1 to 2 as you move further away from the Delaware River Valley. Montgomery County, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. King of Prussia, 4.11 inches of rain as of 6 p.m. The point here is that we've had a lot of rain, and there's more on the way, and unfortunately, it's only going to get heavier this evening. On the infrared satellite picture, this really details exactly what we have here as far as lifting. Here's our warm front, here's our triple point, here's our cold front over here over the Ohio River Valley, and here's our upper level low spinning away up over Wisconsin. And basically this moisture is just being driven northward, and you see these enhanced cloud tops being supported by the intense lifting that this setup generates, with our high pressure system blocking everything off. Again, if this was winter, we'd be talking about a major snowstorm. But it's not winter, thankfully. Thank God for that. Because this storm here is just producing an impressive rainfall event throughout the region as this warm front lifts north and that lifting intensifies. On the water vapor satellite picture, one little note that I found really interesting here that kind of makes me worried about this evening is that we're starting to get moisture hooking up from the subtropical jet stream now, interacting with this plume of intense heavy moisture transport from the Gulf of Mexico right up the East Coast, producing some, again, like I said, some very heavy rainfall here. You can see the whole setup here driving this storm. Now, I do have some good news. Once this storm leaves by tomorrow evening, we dry out and we have a wonderful weekend. But we have to get through another 24 hours of really rough weather. So what I'm expecting here is that this plume of moisture to continue to transport itself up the East Coast through tomorrow morning with heavy rainfall. Now, what I'm concerned about is this area of dry air right here. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Stephen, it's dry. That's great. That means the rain stops. Yes. It also means our temperatures are going to spike into the 70s. We have an unstable, moisture-filled atmosphere, and then we have a cold front moving through. So I am concerned about the potential for some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening. That will be capable of some very strong wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, possibly some small hail, frequent lightning, and heavy downpours like we needed. So we're going to keep an eye on this area as it shifts east and moves towards the Philadelphia, New York City metropolitan area tomorrow afternoon. Yes, we'll reap the benefits of broken cloud cover by tomorrow afternoon and temperatures spiking into the 70s, but unfortunately we may also be dealing with the potential for some isolated severe thunderstorms as well in this dry pocket of air that will shift to the east. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the GFS model guidance this evening. Again, like I said, heavy rainfall. And now notice, this really isn't being driven by strong lifting at 500 millibars. All that is focused out here over the Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, and over the Ohio River Valley. This is purely driven by the interaction of marine air being driven in by our high pressure system and the warm tropical air trying to ride up and drive that cool air out. And it's not being driven out, and so you end up with what's called isotropic lifting, and very heavy downpours and very heavy rainfall as that moisture is lifted up over this cool dome of air. So for this evening, unfortunately, we're going to continue to see very heavy rainfall throughout the region. Temperatures, though, will slowly rise into the lower to mid 50s over the New York City metropolitan area and upper 50s to lower 60s over the Philadelphia metropolitan area. So temperatures will warm up slightly as that warm front pushes northward. Tomorrow morning, very heavy rainfall. It's going to be an absolute mess for tomorrow morning's rush hour. So unfortunately, what you see now is what you're going to see for tomorrow morning's rush hour as well. Temperatures again holding in the upper 50s to lower 60s over the Philadelphia metropolitan area. By mid-morning, mid-50s in the New York City metropolitan area. Then by the afternoon, we'll see a break. The warm front moves north, the winds shift to the south. Temperatures are going to spike rapidly into the upper 60s to lower 70s over, let's say, Connecticut and Long Island. Lower to mid 70s in the New York City metropolitan area, and mid 70s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area with some breaks of sun. It's going to feel warm out, absolutely wonderful, especially after this rainfall and raw weather conditions. But use some caution for tomorrow afternoon, evening, especially right around the rush hour, for some isolated thunderstorms capable of reaching severe levels. And again, that means frequent lightning, small hail, very heavy downpours, and wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. Finally, that cold front is out of here. And with it, all the moisture. So basically what we can expect for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is a weather pattern that features a few disturbances moving through it that could produce an isolated shower or two, but nothing widespread. Key the word isolated. Scattered cloud cover, and temperatures pretty much near normal. We're talking about mid to upper 40s for lows, could be a few lower 50s here and there around the Philadelphia metropolitan area, and high temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s throughout the entire forecast period. The only cool spot is going to be Long Island due to the influence from the Atlantic Ocean. Look for more like lower to mid 60s through this time period. But overall, after all this nasty weather, especially tonight, we get a nice stretch all the way through the week and into the middle of next week of tranquil, comfortable, enjoyable weather with temperatures near 70, scattered cloud cover, and low humidity. So there is a rainbow at the end of this mess as we enter May. That is the forecast discussion for tonight. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at NYNJPA Weather and NYNJPA Weather at Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.